Hey guys, today we're finishing up taking a look at the new Challengers pack. Just a few more cards to get through, a lot of really interesting stuff going on, but I want to get right into the cards and kind of talk about what's going on with the rest of these cards. So first off, Oracle of the Herald just will be the ritual card for the new Herald. Interesting that your opponent can't respond to its activation, so really nice because you don't want someone to Solemn Warning this or do something to keep your summon from being activated. So that'll be nice, and you have to think about whether it'll be good to use this over some of the other ritual options you have. Strike of the Monarchs, a new Monarch support card. This one's really interesting. The fact that you can get a card for it, which is nice, so it's kind of free, and the fact that you can kind of negate effects by tributing a Monarch. So fine if you're going to lose a Monarch anyway, but negating effects, it's kind of situational because of the fact that we use losing a monster for it. Its graveyard effect is pretty interesting. That you'll be able to change the attributes, so you'll definitely be able to do some powerful things, especially with some of those mega monarchs that are going to be able to blow up the field and the extra deck. And then there's a new bamboo sword card. This is just kind of completing the bamboo sword series, allowing you to actually make it a deck type if you want to keep using the bamboo sword. It's not really too much to say there. And then Performapals are getting a couple support cards. So command performance switches attack to defense, which sort of is nice for Performapals, but not completely necessary. I'm just kind of debating whether it'll be used thoroughly because of the fact that we can already change attack and defense so much with that deck. Performapal Revival will be nice for them just to give them a free kind of graveyard summon, so just really good for them. And then Punch in the Box, a new trap that looks kind of useful to kind of deal with your opponent. If they have two monsters, you can send one of them to the graveyard and negate an attack. So I feel like this could be a powerful trap to kind of deal with your opponent when they're swarming a little bit. Phantom Knights of Shadowvale, I'm not really sure what the point of this card is. It just kind of gives you a free card to kind of deal with a direct attack when you're using it from the graveyard. So kind of a weird sort of battle fader. It's actually not a trap monster when it's summoned, which is really weird. It's just a monster, just a weird card in general. So I'm kind of still debating what its usefulness will be. And then Climate Change, just for Quills, allowing them to recycle things from their extra deck, which is very powerful for them. Qlipper Launch looks very powerful as well, having your Quills have their effects negated so they become very strong, and then they can't be affected by spells and traps. They're already a higher attack. It's just a really powerful card in general to be able to make use of some of the stuff that they're already trying to do. And then the Yang Zings are getting another support card, Yang Zing Brutality. I really like this one, allowing you to double a Yang Zing attack and defense, which I feel like is pretty powerful, allowing you to do some things. Then you lose one of your cards, but the point of Yang Zing anyway is to allow yourself to do that and go for those plays. So causing that destruction will work out for you. Natural Sacred Tree. This one I'm kind of debating. It's basically you just give up an insect for a plant or give up a plant for an insect. It depends on your build. If your natural build is more balanced, I feel like this could be a more useful card. I think it depends on what you're trying to do, but I could still see the use of it. Oasis of Dragon Souls is kind of like a Call of a Haunted for the ability to change into worms. It's kind of a weird card in general. I feel like if you're using a deck that might want to make your cards worm for some reason, then you can do some interesting stuff with it, but I'm not sure about it yet. Fusion Reserve, this looks like this could be an interesting card to kind of recycle with fusions. I feel like a deck that focuses on fusions a lot could make good use of a card like this. Solemn Scolding, so a new Solemn card. I think they're trying to add like Solemn Judgment back to the game without doing it, so they added this card which has heavy restrictions on it. 3,000 life points, which is a very interesting number. It's not half, it's not 2,000, so it's still pretty strict. I'm still debating whether this will be used, but it could be very powerful, obviously, having access to that. And then Different Dimension Encounter, just another Different Dimension card, allowing special summons from the Banish Zone, which obviously can be good, but it really depends on what your deck is trying to do. If you can special summon Banish face downs that are good for you, depending on what type of deck you're using, that could be powerful. And then Fusion Substitute. So this is an interesting, it's like a polymerization, but the fact that you can just, use this card to kind of recycle things, which is kind of a weird card, but nice that you can get another card from it. The downside is obviously that you can't fusion from your hand, so that's kind of debatable. I'm still kind of looking at it. Burning Abyss are getting a few new cards. Really cool to see this archetype get expanded. Some of them are more interesting. Really want to focus on the tuner probably, that it'll be a 2100 defense for a level 3, which is nice, allowing them to easily make their new synchro, so it'll be powerful there. And Alich will be nice, just allowing us to deal with effects, so I think that'll be powerful. Fire Lake of the Burning Abyss, new trap for them, just allowing them to kind of do a 2 for 3 effect, which works out fine for Burning Abyss, so I feel like that could be useful. Then UAs are getting a few new cards. Midfielder, it looks like it could be really powerful because we can trigger the tags more easily, so I feel like that'll be a good card for us. Goalkeeper, more of a defensive card. Keep in mind the levels on them, 6 and 4, a little different than the UAs that have already come out, so kind of debating how we can use those to be the most effective, but I still feel like Midfielder will be really nice. They're also getting an equip card, another equip card in this pack that looks really strong. So 1,000 attack and defense for whatever card you equip to it. Battle damage gets doubled. It can do a second attack when they destroy monsters, and then when your monsters get tagged out, which they do with UAs, you'll get this card back. So looks like really powerful for that deck type. Ruffian Railcar, just another one of these train cards that helps you get those level 10 machines. Just another weird one of those. New card for ZWs. I really like this one because of its stats and the fact that you can easily kind of recycle things and summon ZWs. So I feel like there's a lot of interesting stuff you could do there with this card. Go-Go-Go's and Do-Do-Dos are getting like one new card each. I'm not as familiar with those archetypes, but I know they're based on a lot of XYZ, so I feel like Do-Do-Do will be pretty useful. Go-Go-Go looks a little weird, but you'll be able to send whatever you need to the graveyard. And then XYZ Change Tactics. This is just a draw power card when you're summoning a lot of Utopias. It really depends on your deck type, and the life point cost is kind of annoying in addition to that, but there's no limit on once per turn, so if you can summon 1, 2, or 3 Utopias, amazingly, depending on what you're doing, you'll be able to get some nice draw power from this, so it could be useful. And then Shogi Lance, this is one of these cards that just combine levels, so you can do XYZs. If you're running a deck that has level 3 Beast Warriors in it, maybe like a Fire Fist deck that uses the level 3s, then you can use this card to make rank 6s. So I feel like this could be powerful in that deck type. And then Guiding Light, this card is just allowing you to special summon level 1. So this will be a nice card to get off Formula Synchron or to get a level 1 XYZ. So there's a few different things you can use for a card like this. And then the last few extra deck cards that are coming, Virgil looks just really powerful for Burning Abyss, allowing them to get draw power, destroy things, discarding Burning Abyss cards. They're already going to be sending Burning Abyss to the graveyard. It just looks like it could be really cool for them, and I do really like the artwork on this card. Number 39, Utopia Beyond, which looks like a powerful card. Makes all of your opponent's monsters 0 attack. Already is at 3,000 attack, which is pretty nice. And then it also supports Utopia, doing some very powerful things with that. But it looks like a pretty nice, just generic 2 level 6 monster to begin with, which is nice. CXYZ, this is kind of a CXYZ, support XYZ that you can kind of rank up into, or not rank up, but just kind of overlay or whatever. But it looks like it could be very useful for that, allowing you to support those number cards. And then number 99, Utopic Dragon. I really like this card. Just giving up a rank up magic card in Utopia to bring out this card, which is very powerful on its own. So if you're running a rank up deck that uses Utopia, which I am, you'll definitely want to use this card, which will be very, very powerful. It has some really nice stuff it can do with number cards as well. And at 4,000 attack, why not? So those are the rest of the cards in the new Challengers pack. Again, I'm very excited about all of them. I really would like to build some of these new decks, and some of the support that's been added is really going to make a lot of these other decks stronger and more consistent. So really excited about that. If any of the cards you've seen in this pack, are interesting to you, maybe you can post below. Let me know in the comments. What cards are you going to build? What cards are you going to use? Are you interested in the new archetype? Let me know. But that's about it for me. As always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.